Howdy, folks. I'm Nepotistic Neptunium, niftily nominating 9 nieces.
I'm Amber.
And here are 9 nieces for us to nominate for what? I don't know. World domination? That seems to be a trend around here, Amber. Let's get started on this spooktacular Sunday. Alright, folks, and our first letter is titled, Am I a Jerk for Giving My Fiance a Taste of Own Medicine? Posting anonymously because my friends and family know my Reddit username. I'm a 29-year-old, and I've been in a relationship with my fiance, a 28-year-old, for 7 years. We get along great, we care about each other, and we truly love each other. There's one thing about him, though, that really makes me mad. He has this weird quirk where he considers trying to trip someone, and he thinks it's the funniest prank, and he often does it to me. He's done this numerous times, and I have asked him to stop doing it because it's dangerous. There's been 1 or 2 times where he intentionally tried to trip me right before the stairs, and I saw my life flashing before my eyes. I talked to him, I pleaded with him, I set boundaries, and I shouted. I tried everything. He doesn't do it that often anymore, but he still does it sometimes. I, on the other hand, am a person that is quite clumsy. I trip or drop stuff often. Even recently, I managed to sprain my wrist by tripping on an almost non-moving bike. So it really doesn't take much to trip me and make me fall accidentally or hurt myself. His top comedy prank happened today as well. We were enjoying our time coming home from language classes, ordered some food and coffee to go. I was very happy and excited to be going home and having the whole day in front of me and not many chores to do that day. We were talking and laughing, and suddenly he put his foot between my legs. I lost my balance and I tripped, but I didn't fall. I started shouting at him. I told him that I'm holding our food and I could have dropped it. He started laughing, and I was honestly just fuming. After a few minutes, he saw that I was extremely annoyed, and he apologized, saying that he considers it extremely funny and he just can't help it, and that he has these intrusive thoughts, and they just win sometimes. So I let my intrusive thoughts win as well. I took his cup of coffee and I dropped it on the pavement. I didn't find it funny at all. I just wanted to make a statement that one might consider funny, but not be a good joke in another's eyes. I'm not gonna lie, I was still angry, of course. So I started telling him the same thing over and over again until he gets the point. On top of that, he hated the idea that we were in public and random people were looking at us and could consider abuse from either side. A few minutes later, we reached home and he got very emotional. He cried a little bit and said that he really liked the coffee, and he knows I did that only to make him upset and uncomfortable. I would lie if I said that I didn't, but at the time I really didn't see any other option anymore to make him consider my boundaries. Am I the jerk? Alright folks, what do you think?
No, I don't think OP is the jerk, but OP, I would reevaluate this relationship. The way he's acting here is abuse, plain and simple. And I know it's not always an easy thing to see, especially if he has a lot of soothing, accommodating behaviors, but someone who thinks it's funny to physically injure you. And even right by stairs where you could seriously, like, it's not funny no matter what if it's on flat ground, but like falling downstairs can kill you.
Yeah, I mean, okay. I think that OP might be justified in their jerkness. I don't think that what they did here, I think, was a reaction to what he did to show him why what he did was bad. If he has these intrusive thoughts where he can't control himself, I think him seeking therapy is probably a really good place to go. I don't know that OP should continue this relationship, though. If he is doing this and OP, you can't trust that he's not going to let his intrusive thoughts win when you're at the top of the stairs and you break your neck, right? Like, what's to stop him at this point in time? And you're already a clumsy individual by admittance, so I think that this was just very cruel and manipulative of him, and for him to go home and cry and be like, you embarrassed me in public. Well, you tried tripping me and ruining our food.
Well, and like, oh, I really liked my coffee, but it's funny when you have gotten hurt from this. He doesn't care if he hurts you, but he cares he cares more about his coffee than he does about your well-being.
Yeah.
And so no matter what else he does in the relationship, remember, he prioritized that cup of coffee over your actual safety and well-being.
Yeah. But let me know what you folks think. So anyhow, take care and good luck. Alright, folks, and our next letter is titled, Am I a Jerk for Throwing Out My Daughter's Long-Term Project After She Lied to Me? Throw it because my daughter uses Reddit. Some background info. I'm a 37-year-old female, and I have a daughter who's a 14-year-old female who enjoys making crafts and projects. This Halloween, she has been spending most of her time making a night costume out of soda can tabs. My daughter has a problem with lying. She constantly lies to my face about numerous things. They are mostly trivial, like her test scores, whether she bought a cookie at lunch or not, whether she worked all day. It makes me angry whenever she lies, but I have not punished her in the past because they were trivial, and I was under the assumption that she wouldn't do it again. My daughter also has an issue with her weight. It's a running issue in mine and my husband's family to have weight problems and dietary issues. My own weight has caused me many health issues. My daughter is overweight, not obscenely so, but enough to warrant my concern. I don't like the idea of putting her on a diet, and so I always encourage her to work out when she doesn't have a sport, as she plays tennis and swims. Now on to the main story. Today, I requested that she get out and take a walk or go on a bike ride because the weather was nice. We had also had a heavy lunch, so I thought that it would be a good idea to burn off those calories. Later that day, I left my daughter at home alone with her sister, a 6-year-old female, so that I could go visit our neighbor's house. At this point, I had honestly forgotten about me telling her to go outside and work out. When I get home, she immediately tried to lie to me and tell me that she worked out at home. There was no prompting or asking her, she just immediately lied. The lie was disputed by her sister, who tattles on her and said that she did nothing of the sort. My daughter began apologizing immediately, saying that she wouldn't do it again, but I was sick of it. This was not the first time, and I told her numerous times and gave her numerous chances to learn. I immediately went upstairs and I threw away the extensive project that she had been working on for weeks. My daughter freaked out and started crying again when I told her that she couldn't go to her friend's Halloween party. Now my daughter is in her room, not speaking. I had warned her many times and had told her specifically the last time that she lied to me that the next time she tried anything, there would be consequences. I don't think I was entirely out of line to have such an intense reaction, but mulling it over now, I think I may have gone too far. Alright folks, what do you think? Gone too far or not?
Yeah, definitely gone too far. This is certainly a case where the punishment does not fit the crime. And it also sounds like OP has created in an environment where the daughter can't be honest because it seems like the daughter knows that she doesn't live up to OP's expectations and she feels that lying is the best way to try and do that. Key thing is, if the costume is still salvageable, like get it out of the trash, give it back to her, let her make her costume.
Yeah.
But it's worth potentially both of them sitting down with a counselor to talk through these issues about the way OP is approaching health and grades and stuff like that, and the pressure that she's putting on the daughter.
Yeah, I think that this is an environment that OP has created. If your daughter is lying to you all the time about even trivial things, then consider why she's lying to you. I mean, this either means that she's a compulsive liar, and if she's a compulsive liar, then she should go into counseling anyways. But this also may be a instance where you've created the environment where she feels like she can't be honest with you, that she wants to have to lie to you because every single time you approach her or corner her or something to that effect and kind of tell her that she needs to do better or needs to do X, Y, and Z. And I mean, I certainly don't think she should be going around lying all the time. I don't think that's healthy. But I also feel like from the small glimpse I've gotten here that OP makes a lot of demands out of her. She seems like she's just a regular old teenage girl who's just trying to do her live her life. And she's working out, she's in sports. So I don't know why OP needs to make all these demands out of them all the time.
Right. Well, and then to top it off, like OP is the one who chose to make a heavy lunch and then expects the daughter to do something to counteract that.
Well, and I mean, I think that a 14-year-old is going to, of course, still have some of their baby fat and whatnot. Yeah. I don't know how overweight she is or not, but again, like if OP has concerns, then maybe going to a dietitian and talking to them and a doctor and seeing what they have to say for suggesting, because this might not be a problem as much of a problem as OP thinks it is.
Oh yeah, like I don't think it is a problem. It doesn't sound like it is, but I just meant like from the perspective of like OP, it sounds like, is not willing to make any changes themselves,
Mm-hmm.
but expects their daughter to do things that they're not living up to. So I just meant it's kind of
Yeah.
like a double standard there, where they'll make all the foods that they want to eat, and then they're like, oh, but daughter, I don't like how much you weigh, so you need to get out there and exercise.
Yeah, and I mean, it does seem like a bit of a double standard because here OP is overweight and they recognize that their weight has caused them some health issues, but then I understand what they're trying to do. They don't want to see their daughter suffer from the same consequences, but I don't think they're doing this in a healthy way, and I think they're going to give their daughter an eating disorder potentially if they continue on this path.
It certainly doesn't lead to a healthy relationship with food and exercise.
Yeah.
Like, when exercise becomes too much of it, like, it's great that she loves sports and has those that she do, because that's great exercise right there. And you don't want to make exercise too much of a chore,
Mm-hmm.
because then people are less likely to do it.
Yeah. But let me know what you folks think. So anyhow, take care and good luck. And Texas Joker 187 says, you're the jerk for several reasons. First, you're obsessing about her weight, and you're likely creating unhealthy body image. You control what foods are in your home and what's cooked. If you want your daughter to be healthier, then you need to model it through what you cook and your own behavior. Second, you've never punished her for lying. Why would she stop doing something if there's never any discipline? She's likely tying love to completing tasks that revolve around her weight, so she keeps lying to keep your love. Third, when you finally decided to discipline her, you went to an extreme. You destroyed hours upon hours of hard work. You reinforced every single negative thought that she has about herself because of your obsession with her weight. You dismissed something that she's passionate about and treated it as if it was meaningless garbage, which is probably what she feels like right now. So yes, you're the jerk, a big one. How about instead of becoming violent, destruction of someone's property is an act of violence, maybe try communicating. And all of you could benefit from some family and individual therapy to deal with your unhealthy and destructive behaviors. Alright folks, and we have an update for kicking my mother-in-law out after she threw away my things. And this one was from a couple days ago, and basically what ended up happening is OP was at work and they have a cluttered house. And the mother-in-law came along and was like, oh, I'm just going to donate this all to Goodwill. Thank you to everyone who replied to my post. I appreciate the advice and wishes for the baby. So I talked to my husband after we both cooled down a bit. And I told him that I felt let down that he didn't support me. He said that it was just stuff and he doesn't think that I cared that much. I also asked him if he had asked his mom to declutter and if he has a problem with my things. He said no. He literally has zero opinion about my decor or collections. I believe him because this is the guy who doesn't know the difference between blue and purple. So that's why he said that he thought that I overreacted, because in his mind it's just stuff and not nearly as important as a person whose feelings can be hurt. I said that my things matter to me because I've put effort into collecting them and fixing them, and that some hold memories too. He said that he understands and he apologized. We went and brought my mother-in-law home from the hotel in the morning, and I said that I was sorry for losing my temper and asked if we could talk. She was still upset but agreed. I told her that I should have said something a long time ago, but I don't like it when she takes over and doesn't treat my home like it's mine. She seemed offended, but she said okay. I told her that I would be really grateful if she helps with the baby, and I want her in my child's life. But she has to work with me and not just do everything herself. She said, but you work. And I said, I know that that's not what she did when she had a child, but I want to make this work. And I think that I can have a job and also be in charge of my home. She was definitely annoyed, but she agreed to everything and didn't argue. So I think we've worked it out okay. I unfortunately couldn't get my stuff back though, but I have plenty more rocks hidden away. Alright folks, what do you think of that update?
I mean, at least it's progress. We'll see how well mother-in-law upholds her end of the bargain, and hopefully Opie's husband will back her up from here on out.
Yeah, I really think it's unfortunate that she couldn't get her stuff back. I think like Goodwill should have a exception clause to stuff that was stolen. Like, I mean, not that, like, I'm sure if you filed a police report, Goodwill would have to give it back, right? I'm assuming Goodwill. I can't remember what they said.
Yeah, I don't remember, but like different secondhand shops, like, you know, they may have just processed everything and they couldn't even like account for what was hers and what wasn't. Well, in Goodwill, even like they don't track who turns in the donation, so it's not like they have a record of person X gave these items.
Yeah, I mean that's certainly fair. I mean, it's a difficult situation, but if they're doing this all inside of a day, I don't know how they processed it. Usually, if you look at these places, they have like tons of stuff just sitting there waiting to be processed because they never have enough people to process it all. So, I don't know. Maybe it's just they're very efficient and they processed it, but I think that it is unfortunate that they weren't able to get their stuff back though.
Yeah, well, it is. And, like, maybe if it's cheap enough, try and buy some of it back. Maybe ask mother-in-law to compensate for that.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's actually a really fair point. Like, just sit in the thrift shop until they get all their stuff back.
Yeah.
So let me know what you folks think. So anyhow, take care and good luck. All right, folks, it is tea time. Grab your beverages of choice. I've got some coffee right here because I'm recording this on Spooktacular Sunday morning. And Amber, she has a jovial Bob Stein joke that's also spooktacular. Don't disappoint us, jovial Bob Stein.
First zombie, I'd like to take you out. Second zombie, over my dead body.
And then they got married. And like I said, I have coffee. So earlier, Amber was making fun of me for not being able to tell the difference between blue and purple. So we have these rubber gloves that we use for things like projects, right? And they have to me, they have a very slight purple hue, right? And Amber claims that they are just absolutely pure blue, and I disagree. I think they have a slight amount of red in them.
I get so confused because Brian was like the purple glove. Was talking about the purple gloves because I was like I had to like do some foam gluing and I didn't want to get the foam glue on my hand, and I was like, "Do you mean the blue gloves?" And Brian's like, "No, the purple gloves." And so it was a moment of confusion, but we are very much in disagreement about what color the gloves are.
And the thing is, like, when we take a picture of it, the picture on the computer looks different. It has a different color than it does on the in real life. So I don't know why the camera isn't capturing that, because on the screen it looks like a completely different color to me.
There's slight differences, and it didn't matter what lighting we took it in; it always came up blue.
Yeah. So I don't know. I think the universe is just messing with me.
Now, what color is your shirt, Brian?
On camera, it's actually still a little, still purple, on camera here, but it's not the same shade as it is on the.
Yeah, it definitely looks bluer on camera, but it's very purple in real life.
Yeah. And speaking of purple, folks, as you know, October is Domestic Violence Awareness Month, and this is a good time to give an update about our fundraising efforts. On Instagram, I think we've raised about $165 from the ad revenue here, because we're matching the ad revenue, and we also have a quarter dedicated, so we've raised about $15 or so from this YouTube channel. So thank you for your eyeball dollars. They're helping out a lot.
Yeah, and there's still time to donate to Partners for Peace if you'd like to, either through Instagram, through the fundraiser, or Brian can post a link in the description as well.
Yeah. Or just go to the link in the actual post on the community page.
Yeah.
All right, folks, that's all the time we have for today. Thank you so much for watching. Happy Spooktacular Sunday. I hope it's very spooky for you. Amber, we need some kind of moral advice and or guidance, and please have it in the form of a jingle.
I don't know. All I've got is I should have bought it when I saw it at Martin's, which I think works for OP in Story 3. So.
Yeah, I guess so. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you all tomorrow.
Bye.
So, he said, that's why I thought that I overreacted. 1 second. You and your ridiculousness. I know the difference between blue and purple.
Are you sure?
I do. Just because the gloves are slightly purple and you disagree.
They're blue.
And just because the camera's lying.